far as the context is concerned, I mean, it came out in 2002, and it is an excellent combination of a variety of artists where you have Talib, you have Kanye doing a lot of production on the album, but you also have Mos Def, Pharoah Monch, Black Thought, Bilal, all of these folks who are within the same fabric of music and musicianship. The whole album works incredibly well. It's hard to find a miss on the album for me, to be honest with you. Maybe if you get towards the end with some of the album cuts like Good to You and all, but every song is incredibly well crafted with purpose and incredibly well executed in its presentation, both lyrically and sonically. It's a masterful project, and it's very much overlooked. I think that of many overlooked, projects, you were mentioning Summertime '06 earlier with Vince Staples. This one is much more easily digestible to somebody who may be coming from a less familiar lane with hip hop. To be able to tap into a project that might be more niche or underground, but yet it's very mainstream too in a lot of ways, with an early Kanye or Black Thought with the Roots, who were really finding their stride in the early 2000s at this point. So I think that just culturally, it's an excellent time capsule of the conscious heartbeat of hip hop culture in the early 2000s.
That's what I'd say is, like, I think at the time this was kind of the gold standard of conscious hip hop.
Yeah.
And it really did have like a big moment, I think, culminating with Dave Chappelle's Block Party, the documentary film that he did, and Talib Kweli and Dead Prez and, all these incredible artists coming together for that. That was really a huge moment in conscious hip hop. And like you said, it's kind of a time capsule, because I do feel like this album has kind of been a little bit lost to time. Perhaps undeservedly so, but at the time it was a very important record, and like we both said, very important to us personally in the way that it kind of shaped our love and understanding of hip hop in a very, formative time.
Yeah, most definitely.
The only stats I wanted to say is I lied earlier when I said nothing was quite in that range, but topped out at number 21, and still much higher than Vince Staples got. It is certified gold. And, Steve, I want to talk about some of the highlights. The biggest song on this record, and we're going to do this for every record that we discuss: best song, biggest song, worst song. I think the best song and the biggest song are the same here. I think it's Get By.
Yeah, I would agree. But Gorilla Monsoon Rap, Gun Music, I think both of those are definitely in contention. Waiting for the DJ is an excellent song, but Gorilla Monsoon Rap and Gun Music, I think, are very close to the level of Get By.
Agreed. I have one other that I'd just like to add to that. Shock Body. Huge fan of that song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'll get to that. The worst song. This is going to be perhaps a surprising pick, and this is very much colored by recency. But I re-listened to Rush. That song annoys the shit out of me now. Feel the rush.
Yeah.
Didn't age well. I'm gonna put that as worst song. At the moment, I did love it though. It really did get me pumped for the album. Now it annoys the shit out of me.
I do not disagree. Unfortunately, it's not the strongest representation of Talib's work.
No, little bit hokey now. But at the time, I did love that song, but now not so much.
Yeah.
All right, and then the last one, in addition to best song, worst song, biggest song, is the 3-song sequence. We talked about sequencing, how important it is. The idea of this came to me because you can't just recommend a song to me if you want to get like the feeling of the whole record. But you can't also like nominate 6 songs for someone to listen to because they're going to lose interest. So you need like a 10 to 15 to 20 minute segment depending on the album that's really going to, get them captured. So what's the 3-song sequence you're going to recommend to someone? Listen to these 3 tracks, you will love this album.
The knee-jerk reaction is Get By, Shock Body, and Gun Music.
That's exactly what I had.
Right. But I honestly feel that a representation of the total album might be found better in Gorilla Monsoon Rap, Put It in the Air, and The Proud.
That's the other one I looked at.
Holy shit.
So the two, so the way I always try and, think about this is I think about an individual song, and then I build the sequence around that. And so the two that I automatically went to, because they're pretty far apart, was like, all right, I'm going to start with Get By, see what's there. And then the other one was Gorilla Monsoon Rap and see what's there. I think with Shock Buddy and Gun Music being right there, I think that's the obvious answer. But I do think that other one is worthy of mention as well.
I completely agree with you, man. We were in lockstep on every aspect of this album.
Yep.